right, hello. Welcome back, everyone, to our podcast, One Gen Talks a Lot. My name is Andrea, and I'll be your host once again for this podcast, where we have conversations with many guests and explore and deep dive into their stories and perspectives in life. So today, we are currently already at our third episode of this podcast, and we have a very special guest today here with us. So many of you probably grew up watching him, and he's probably most popularly known for his role as Phua Chu Kang. But outside of that, he is also an actor in other shows. He's a comedian, he's a host, he's an author, a husband, a father, and perhaps he has many other secret hidden roles that we don't really know about. So let's welcome, all the way from Singapore, Gurmit Singh.
Hello. Woo! Thank you, all five of you who came down with me. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming.
This is very nice. I like it.
That's nice. Thank you.
It's very comfortable too.
It.
So I just want to warn you, because it's comfortable, I might end up falling asleep.
Oh, okay.
No offense against you. It's just you make the set too good.
I will make you.
It's a problem.
I will wake
Can we
you
just
up.
producer take note? Don't make the set comfortable, because then we.
There's a pillow next to you.
I know.
Also.
I'm trying not to grab the pillow. If I grab that pillow, it's even sooner that I fall asleep.
Okay, so we have to keep close watch of Gurmit to make sure he doesn't fall asleep.
Yeah, just give me a shove or poke me. And
Okay.
I go, hi. So,
Okay.
And this show is not edited, right? So we just.
Yeah. It's one take.
Wow. That's so exciting, actually. Because a lot of things now are edited, right? To show the good side only. And I love this. I love that it's not edited. Yeah.
So how are you doing today? You
I'm
just
doing
traveled
good.
all the way from Singapore.
Yes, I rode in from Singapore on my motorbike. I love to ride. I love to drive. Some people cannot take more than 1 hour of vehicle travel, but I love it. I really love to. And Malaysian roads are nice and wonderful.
No potholes?
No,
Oh.
not on the North-South Highway. I don't know about the rest, but on the highways they are pretty good. And we as Singaporeans, we don't get to see the kind of landscape where we see nothing but green. All we see is flats, HDB flats or tall skyscrapers,
yeah, it's
right?
a very city.
Yeah, and there's the road. There's a piece of the road where when I'm approaching, I don't know where, Moa or something, I see all the hills and mountain peaks. It's so picturesque. So it's nice to ride out. My buddies and I, we do that once a month. We get out on our bikes and come to Malaysia. It's fun.
Very important question. What was your speed? 140.
Fast, yeah, it was fast.
Okay. All right. So how are you feeling about this podcast today?
I am feeling good. I have no idea what you're going to ask me. And to give them credit, you did send questions and all that. But my pattern, my style is I don't like to look at the questions, because then I don't feel I'm spontaneously being candid to the interviewer and to the public as well. So I like to keep it fresh, as I say.
You like to be in the moment.
In the moment. I mean, the worst case scenario is I'll just say, I can't answer that. Or you're rude. I hate you. That kind of thing. Very easy.
That's kind of mean,
so
but
easy to say. No, it's very easy to say. I hate you. See?
it's so
You're lousy.
mean. All right. Okay.
Sorry, what? Yes.
So maybe we'll just allow you to introduce yourself a little bit to the audience. Maybe some of you
myself?
don't know you, because
That's
it's
true.
a very young audience.
That's
that we
true.
are
I mean,
having.
in Singapore, I'm going through that same phase as well. My time, people know me as Phua Chu Kang, right? But that show hasn't been on air for the last 25 years. But the persona has still been around because of SARS, because of COVID. And in Singapore, they use Phua Chu Kang to do the music video rap to talk about the disease and the prevention and the whatever. But he was also used in other platforms. So one generation knows me as Phua Chu Kang, the sitcom. The other one knows me as the Shopee guy. Because they use Phua Chu Kang as a Shopee ambassador.
Oh.
And then another generation, younger generation, knows me as the COVID guy. So I have different platforms, but still the same character. And it's okay that people don't know me. I think it's just how it is. And I'll tell you a story. I was in a charity dinner, right? And I was sitting down at a table and next to a lovely elderly couple. And as I sat down, the Indian lady said, "Oh, you're Gurmit Singh, the actor." And this is in Singapore. I said, yes, I am. I said, "Oh, very nice to meet you. I want to say something." I said, "Yes, auntie. You are a very good actor. You're very good. I love all your shows." I said, "Oh, thank you very much, auntie." And then she said, there's another guy I want you to tell him. He's also a very good actor. I said, sure, who is that guy? Phua Chu Kang. So she told me 2 different people.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're a really good actor.
I know, right? And I'm so glad that we look so different, so she doesn't know that I am the guy. And a lot of people come to me and say, hey, your hair is not curly, or you have no mole. And it's very cute because sometimes the audience forget that we put on all this persona, we also put on all this stuff, wardrobe, makeup stuff to change us into something else. And then when they see us like that, they're, hey, you're very different.
Hey, you're different. You're not. You don't look like him.
No, not at all. And you speak better English. Yeah.
So actually, I didn't watch. I didn't really follow Phua Chu Kang when I was
I'm leaving
younger.
the interview now.
I did watch. I remember you. I remember watching you. I remember seeing the shows, perhaps bits and pieces
You must
of
have
it.
been very young, like a baby or something.
Yeah. I know my parents would probably know you.
Right.
You are
I get
definitely
that a
my
lot.
parents'
I get that a lot.
generation.
Yeah. A lot of people come in and say,
And I actually didn't tell my parents that I'm here today
Why?
hosting a podcast with Gurmit Singh. I'm going to surprise them
oh,
and
that's
just
nice.
send a picture to them, be like, hey, look who I met today.
And they'll say, who's that? Because they can't recognize.
Let's hope not,
His
because
hair is
then
not
it
not curly.
wouldn't be a surprise anymore.
Cool.
All right. So let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back in time.
Start all over again. Hi, I'm Gurmit Singh.
Not the
What's
podcast.
going on? What's the loop? What? What do you mean by rewind?
Rewind back into your story.
My story.
Yes, rewind your
yes.
story.
Okay.
Back to the beginning.
I was fertilized. And 9 months later, I was born. What do you
Yes,
mean?
that's a very good biology session as
Thank
well.
you very much.
Right, so let's go to your childhood. Everyone has a childhood, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I think maybe you can share a little bit about your childhood. I heard that it was not very easy. It was a challenging childhood for you, especially financially.
Yeah.
So maybe you can paint a picture for us a little bit about what your childhood was like.
So I have 2 younger sisters. My dad would have to work 2 jobs. He worked as a security guard for a bank in the daytime, and then in the night he'll stay overnight at a different bank to be the night watchman. My mom would work odd jobs here and there. At one time she was working as a babysitter, and then there are times she was working at the hawker center, serving drinks, or with the chicken curry shop, serving the food. And so growing up, I didn't know how bad it was because, as a kid, you have no idea.
Yeah.
You don't have the sense of money, economics and what have you. You just want to buy things.
Yeah, you just want things.
You just want things, right? So I remember when I was about 7, 8 years old, I was passing by a grocery store and they sell ice cream, right? And back in my day, ice cream was just 5 cents. And I remember asking my mom, I want to buy ice cream, I want ice cream, I want ice cream, I want ice cream, I want ice cream. And she said, no. I said, why? I want ice cream, I want ice cream. No, I want ice cream. And she said, I don't have money. And I shut up because I thought, oh my goodness, this woman is so stingy, she has to lie. But when I grew up, I realized that she really was telling the truth. She really didn't have money. Now, she was the CFO, the chief financial officer of the household, and she literally tried to make every cent last as much as possible, right? So, for example, when we bought our school uniform, you would think you buy something that's nicely fitting to you, but my mom was clever in the sense that she would buy a bigger shirt, longer shorts, right? And then when the shorts got too tight, then it's the time to buy a new one. My school shoes, you see my school shoes, they look normal, but at the bottom there were holes, and which means the socks will get wet. And speaking of socks, my socks would have more than one hole because the toes are coming out, and that's because we were struggling to put food on the table and to get by. But kudos to my parents. They made sure that my sisters and we got an education. We were not wanting for textbooks. We went to school, and once a year, my mom will cook a feast for Deepavali, for example. She will cook the meals that she will cook. It will be a spread. There'll be dal, there'll be chapati, there'll be sambal sotong, there'll be sambal chili egg, there will be chicken curry. Oh my goodness, I'm salivating
Sounds
now. I know, it's so good. I really miss the cooking. And sometimes as we grew older, once a year we would go to KFC. And KFC now is not the same as the KFC before. I think the KFC in my time was a bit more high, a bit atas, because they had actual plate, porcelain plate.
Oh, now they just give paper boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have proper steel fork and knife, proper glass, and then you sit down there and cut and chop, and you feel like, oh, I have arrived. Fine dining in a low cost manner. And I still remember that was for me like, wow, what a trip it would be to go and eat in KFC. I'm not an ambassador, by the way, but just letting you know. And up to the point when I was in my pre-university days, when I was studying economics, it really hit me how poor we were, because this economics class, my teacher wanted to do a real life situation. She was talking about price, demand, and supply. And then I always sit at the back of the classroom, and I always don't like to be picked on because I don't do well in studies. I didn't do well. I did well in sports and performances, but studies, I suffered, and it was challenging. But on that day, she asked me to answer the question, which was, what is your daily allowance? Which to me was great, because she doesn't know the answer. I know the answer, right? Finally, I get an answer correct. Because back in my time, if you get your answer wrong in the classroom, you end up standing throughout the class.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't have that now, right? But yeah,
it depends on the teacher.
Oh, I see. Oh, great, good for you. I think those were how you mold your character, I think.
Oh,
so you never want to have a wrong answer, because you end up standing like an idiot. And so I was very glad when she asked me that question. So with full confidence, chest all puffed with pride and all that, I said 40 cents a day. And then instead of hearing her say, thank you very much, very good, next one. No, she didn't say that. Instead, she said, oh, never mind, sit down.
Oh.
To me, it was like, wait, did I just sense a tinge of disappointment? Like, how did I get my answer wrong? Did I say 40 cents, or did I say 40 cents? Or did I say, did I say 50 cents? What did I do? What did I do wrong? Then later she asked the other students in the classroom, and then I would hear like, oh, $2, $5, $10, $20. Then I realized, oh my goodness, everybody else has got so much more money than I.
So going into before you answered the question, you didn't actually know that your allowance was a lot lower than the people around you.
No idea at all. So to sort of before that, even like my classmates will ask me, hey, after school, shall we go hang out? When they say hang out, they mean go to McDonald's. I'm becoming an ambassador for fast food. Okay, so anyway,
it's very unhealthy.
Yeah, I know it is. And I would say, oh, I come up with an excuse. I can't go because Mrs. So-and-so needs me back in the school, or my mother needs me to do this, or my father needs me to do that, and all. Because I didn't have money.
Yeah.
That 40 cents would have been spent during recess.
Yeah.
And I'm hungry like anything, but I can't eat anything until I go home for some home-cooked meal. And even home-cooked meal was very basic. Your rice, your potatoes, your black sauce, your eggs, maybe. And so I one day realized that one day I'm gonna run out of excuses, right? So I came up with a strategy. Why not every day I do not eat at recess? So I save 40 cents. By the end of 5 days, I would have $2, which means back in the day, $2 meant you could buy a filet-o-fish meal and hang out with your friends, which is what I did. And then fast forward, I still haven't forgotten how it was difficult to do that. So much so that whenever I go to a new country or city for work or holiday, one of the things I do is I go to a McDonald's. I buy just a filet-o-fish burger, takeaway. Then I go find somewhere quiet, and then I pray to God, and I say, thank you, God, that now I can eat this filet-o-fish anytime I want. I don't have to starve anymore because you have blessed me so much. And I think that's important for me. Not because I think he needs my thanks. I can never thank him enough. But it's important for me to know where I came from and that his hand was in it. That how I came here now, that he has blessed me so much, so that I keep that attitude of gratitude. That I know that I'm here not because I'm good or funny or I'm good show. No, it's because of him. I'm here now and I can buy this filet-o-fish anytime, any day of the week that I want.
And it should not take it for granted what we have, right?
Yeah. It's especially in my industry, right, where it's a very ego-driven industry. people I see literally change before my very eyes. They come
Oh.
in all naive, innocent, hardworking, attentive, polite, courteous. Next thing you know, they are rude. They think they own the people. They don't not courteous anymore. It's sad, and I think that's because they've lost touch of where they came from and how they got here, and they have to be thankful for that. Yeah.
So, looking back at your childhood, do you think it was difficult for you? Like in that situation you mentioned just now, like you didn't feel, you didn't really know the full extent of how financially you all were struggling.
Yeah. It was difficult, but not to the full extent that I knew, right? Because I wasn't really aware. I didn't know the numbers. I couldn't compare. But yeah, I get the sense that our budget was tight. I couldn't get an ice cream. But I tell you this story. My mom is an amazing negotiator.
Oh.
I remember going to the market, right, and uncle shops and all that, and this one particularly was selling school bags, and my bag was going, to be dumped, and I saw this nice bag, and I thought, I would like the bag. I said, Mom, can I buy this bag? This bag for school. Okay, I think you need a new bag, so let's get it. So she asked the uncle, how much the bag? And then he said, $24. 24. Then my mom said, $12 lah.
Wow.
I'm like, when did the sale begin, right? I said, Mom, you can't do that from 24 to 12 is half the price.
It's Asian moms.
No way.
They all do this.
Then the uncle said, sister, cannot lah, sister, 24 go to 12. How can I cannot make money lah? Okay, sister, I give you 22 lah, best price, 22 lah. Then she said, no. Okay, 21 best price. My mom said, no, it's okay. Then she started walking and she pulled me along and said, Mom, why are we walking away? Let's get it for 21. He said 21 is very good, $3. Keep walking, my mom said. Keep walking. And then suddenly we hear, okay, sister, $12. What? My mother.
That's some skills.
Yeah, that is some skills.
She had full confidence that he will cave.
She is very streetwise. She was very streetwise. She can sense she was down. I remember when I was coming to my 21st birthday. I remember this vividly. I was in an SBS bus, sitting next to her, and I was saying, Mom, Bibi, which is what I call her, which means mother in Punjabi. I'm going to be 21 years old, in a few short weeks. I'm going to be an adult. She said, yeah, you're going to be an adult, huh? I said, yeah, man. So I guess I can make my own decisions and all that lah. Then she turned to me and said, you try,
Typical Asian parents.
Yes. So I'm still not making my own decisions because my wife took over. So now.
Okay. So it's just a handover.
This is a handover. They probably had a secret meeting in a back alley. These are the things that he will wear. These are the things he will eat. These are the things he cannot do.
All right. So fast forward from your childhood into adolescence, like being a teenager. So we all know that adolescence, being a teenager, is a very confusing time. It's a time where your emotions are very complicated, and also it's a time of finding your identity. So what was your teenager or adolescence when you were a young person? What was it like?
It was difficult. It was knowing that I was poor, but also what kicked in was my inferiority complex.
Oh.
And that was hard. To this day, I still have it, but I'm managing it better. For those who don't know what an inferiority complex is, it's just your mind telling you that you're not good enough in anything. Some are a bit more specific, but for me, it's anything. Not good enough, not tall enough, not clever enough, not handsome enough, not smooth skin enough, not anything enough. And I tried to battle with it. I was really sometimes depressed and like, what am I? Who am I? I'm not worth anything at all. So I think to overcompensate that, I did a lot of performances on stage. I sang, I danced, I played guitar, I acted, just to get some glimpse of approval from somebody, the audience.
And did that bring you satisfaction?
No. To a certain extent, but then it wouldn't be lasting. And I remember one time when I was in school, and then this beautiful girl, I know her, I know of her, and she's from another class, and then she sort of waved to me, and she was coming down the stairs, I remember, and I was like, oh, she's waving at me, hey, hi. And then she mouthed something, and I'm like, what? I can't hear you, what you're saying. And I can't. And then she said, and it's like, I don't understand why she's mouthing and why. And then occurred to me, I turned back, and she had been talking to this other guy behind me all this time. I could not wish for a bigger hole in earth to swallow me up. It was so embarrassing. And that didn't help the inferiority complex, because it just kept to say, oh, you are just an idiot. You think you're good enough. Please lah, give yourself so much credit for what. And for the longest time, I felt, how can I deal with this? I was close to seeing a psychiatrist or psychologist or something, or take medicine for it. And then one day it hit me. I had an epiphany, and I think this is God sent. My inferiority complex, I have now equated it to me not thinking too much of myself, thinking less of myself, and that equals me being grounded. So people have come to me and they've said that, oh, you're very grounded, you're a family guy, you're humble, you don't have any airs, you don't try to be yaya papaya. And I sort of put the dots together and said, yeah, because I can't afford to. I cannot. The minute I think I'm good enough, I'm clever enough, or I'm tall enough, or I'm funny enough, this voice will say, nope, you're not. And then that just brings me down, And it's a great, in the end, it's a blessing in disguise, because it's a great mechanism for me to be pushed down to earth.
To keep you humble.
Yes, keep my ego compressed and not say like, yeah, hey guys, I'm award winning. I can't do that, right? Because it's not allowed. So so now I look back, and I think, so maybe this inferiority complex is not so much of a curse, but more of a coping mechanism that is God sent, that has helped me to stay in this industry with my head still screwed to my neck and not up in cloud nine. Yeah.
But when you were a teenager, you struggled a lot with this.
Yeah, struggle a lot. I mean, that's the time when you're trying to say, oh, okay, I maybe I should go to the gym and have a bigger muscle. Maybe I should have an ab, or maybe I should comb my hair a certain way, or maybe I should wear this shoe, or maybe I should wear the shirt, or maybe I should wear the shirt but this way or that way. And you just keep going round and round and round. It's like it's a hamster wheel. And then you go home and then you sleep. You're so tired because why? You've been thinking about all this, and you're trying to negotiate. The hormones are also not helping, right? Because the hormones are kicking in, and you're trying to understand better the opposite sex. You're trying to understand your relationship and your interaction with the same sex. You're trying to understand yourself as well. And all these hormones are going around, and it was a difficult time. But I think everybody goes through that. So it's just important that when you're going through all this, you have a good circle of friends, a good circle of family members, people who will tell you as is. Not to put you down, but to say, hey, I noticed something. How can we help you do this? Because as opposed to say, hey, you're getting fat. That doesn't help at all. Some people say, if you tell me I'm fat, I'll go gym. No, because I'll just harp on fat. You just say, hey, we noticed that you've been eating more and all that, and you've been going less to the gym. Is there something up? Is there something that's bothering you? How can we help? So the receiver will think that, okay, it's not about me not being muscular enough for you, but it's about you caring for my health and my mental health as well. It's a different thing.
So would you say that what really helped you through that period of time was having your family around you, having friends who was able to support you, show concern? Yeah.
I had some good friends, secondary school, pre-universities, and we still hang out to this day.
Wow.
Even in primary school. Just met them last month. Yeah, last month we met. So we've been friends for 54 years.
Wow. I don't think I have friends from primary school anymore.
Well, you can find them on Facebook. That's the thing about the social media.
True, but it's like, it feels like we're also like in different worlds already. It feels so separated.
You would think that, right? I mean, my primary school classmates are all different industries, different people now. But when we came back, after not meeting each other for 38 years, my God, it was like, hey, I remember you were this, and then it was a small group, about 8 of us. But still, it was such a reunion. We shared stories, and we got some confessions as well.
Oh.
So 2 of the girls who used to distribute the packet milk, they came to me and, Gurmit, I want to tell you something. I said, yeah, why? The milk distribution, sometimes they'll tell you, hey, this one's spot, better not drink. I said, oh, is it? Yeah. We'll stop you from drinking. Actually, it's not spoiled. We want an extra packet, so we drink ourselves.
It's so bad.
But it's so great that they come forward and share this because that adds another layer to the friendship, I feel. Right?
Yeah.
And then they would tell me other stories, and the two girls who were the naughtiest gangster girls in the classroom, these girls would fight a guy and slap the boy if he was too rude or whatever. And I thought, these girls are going to end up as criminals or probably some mafia, head or something. They are teachers.
Wow.
So they would tell their students, you don't scare me. I was a gangster your age. You want to know what gangster is? I'll tell you. And then the students like, what? So you're not the prim and proper? No. And then I think it helps them because it becomes a more effective.
Yep. It's like a story.
Yeah, and become an effective teacher. Yeah.
It's amazing. So how do you think, your childhood and your teenage, the experiences that you had shaped who you are today?
I think it's a question of half empty or half full. By the way, she's coughing, and Andrea is still doing this because she is coughing.
I'm a very dedicated host.
Very good. Well done. The next episode will be, so you want to, no. I pray for your healing.
Thank you.
Amen. What was the question again? Oh yeah, so is it half empty or half full kind of question, right? I think when we're going through troubles and all that, we usually I put very generally sweeping statement, usually we'll think of it as half empty, like, oh, why is it happening to me? Woe is me. Why is that guy better? Why do they have this and I don't have this and then But now when I look back, I realize that those were chapters in my life that challenged my spirit, my soul, my physicality, my mind, my sanity, right? And because I've come out of it, I've gone through it, I think I'm better for it. I'm still not the best version of myself, but I still can appreciate what I went through and how I got here. So like I said, having an attitude of gratitude is very important, that you never forget where you came from, how you went through what, so that when you see someone else who's going through similar situation, you can empathize. You can literally get into their shoes and say, I've been there and how can I help? Because you can't help in the same way that you were helped, but you have an understanding, and that's going to be the best foundation that you have to walk with this person and say, let me help you in any way that I can. Tell me how, because I understand what you're going through. Yeah.
That's good. So moving on, like when you went into the entertainment industry, you had self-esteem problems, you had your inferiority complex. So stepping into the entertainment industry, so it's a very high pressure environment. So what was it like with that kind of issues that you had in the entertainment industry?
Right. It was difficult. So here's an interesting fun fact. You know how when we film something with cameras and all that, and let's say we're filming a drama or a comedy, we do one scene and director says, cut. Many of us, if not all, will go to the monitors because there's a playback. And then you watch yourself. Oh, that's how I did. Not too bad. I cannot go there and watch myself. I cringe.
I actually didn't watch back the episodes that were filmed before this also. I don't want to watch myself as well.
Why? Tell me why.
I don't like watching myself on camera.
Why?
I will criticize myself, like, why did I do that?
Yes.
Why did I say it that way? Why did I act like that?
Yes. Same. Exactly the same. So like when I do my movies and we have to go for the gala, I'm like, why do I have? So in the past, I had to sit through the entire movie and watch myself. I was like, then I start criticizing, this part I could have been funnier. Now, why did I say that way? I should have done it the other way because now I know, I should have, my body should. So it just goes on like that the entire movie. But thank God, nowadays, when there's a gala premiere, I approach on the red carpet, hello, take picture, press conference, go into the cinema. Everybody, please enjoy the movie. Thank you very much. Thanks for your support. And then I go out and I go home. I don't watch the movie.
You don't have to be there?
I don't have to be there at all. Or we sit down in front for the first 2 minutes and then slowly
sneak away.
The managers will usher us out. You can go down. There'll be like little rats in the alley. We go out and I think that's helpful. So I don't like to watch myself. I cringe. I've only watched 2 episodes of Phua Chu Kang
Oh.
in my entire life, only because when the announcement came that some episodes were sold to Netflix, I decided to, and this was during COVID, I decided to check them out and see what was sold. And then while I was there, I said, I want to see how does the show hold after all these years? Does it still resonate? And I didn't watch it to see whether I was funny. I was watching it as a show, as an entire product. And I'm very happy to say that it still works. And I'm so thankful for the product. People tell me now they still watch PCK. They rewatch and rewatch again till today. And they get their children to watch it. Say, this show is very funny. Watch it. Uncle Paul is very funny. Or the show is very funny. The family is very funny. Very dysfunctional, but funny. And I just watched the 2 episodes, and that was it. So it's very difficult. But I say that, but then you will say, then why are you acting in front of the camera then? Don't act lah. Number one, it's the only thing I know how to do. I was bad in school. I didn't know anything else. I was relatively good in sport. I took part in everything. I did basketball. No, not basketball. I suck at basketball for some reason. But I did football. I did badminton, table tennis, squash.
Wow.
Sepak takraw, harmonica club, debate club, Malay dance. Many things, right? Middle distance runner.
So you're a very practical person.
I guess, very hands-on kind of thing.
Jack of all trades.
But the things that was really, I really dived into and found myself diving into more was stage stuff, entertainment stuff. And so when I do this stuff, right, you would say, well, if you don't like yourself watching, then why do you record yourself watching? The thing is that it allows me to escape. So, for example, if I do Phua Chu Kang, or if I do any drama, I play the role of a captain for a fire engine station. I play the role of, say, a detective. I play the role of a policeman. All these little characters, to others, is just, he's acting a character different. But to me, it's a form of escape that I can leave the inferior Gurmit behind and go into this role and hopefully find something that is different. And it will be, of course, because I'm not playing Gurmit. I'm playing a character. And that allows me to go to this different universe, different world, and be that persona for a while. And I think maybe it's sort of a therapy, if you want to call it that. And I enjoy that. And because people are watching the show, then it becomes a lot of pressure that I must make it worth their while, because they took the time and sometimes they pay money to watch the shows. I must make it worth their while to perform 110%. And I tell my children too, no matter what you do, even if you're bad at it, but if you're given your 110%, then no one can take that away from you. You can say, I tried very hard. I tried my best, and that was what came out. And that's the only thing I have some value that I've given. And anything else is just that. Yeah.
So what about like voices? Because when you are in the entertainment industry, you are being put into the spotlight a lot, and there will be a lot of people commenting on you. Yeah. So like, what was it like for you in that kind of situation when you already had your own voices in your head telling you you're not enough? So when you have other people around you telling you all this as well, what was it like for you? There will be people telling you you're horrible, but there will also be people telling you you're amazing. So what was it like for you? How did it play into?
Right. Well, you're assuming that people tell me I'm horrible. Everybody tells me I'm wonderful. No. There are people who actually hate Phua Chu Kang. I went to a forum, and then they say, Phua Chu Kang, I hate him. Not funny and all. I was like, wow, okay. So that teaches me something, that you can never please everyone all the time. I tell you a story, and I learned this early on in my career, right, about not being able to please everyone. My first show, I was a host for a live show, variety show, 1 hour, which was unheard of, because back in the day, everything was pre-recorded. So no vulgarities, no loss, dial time and all that. Everything's edited sweetly. But the format of the show was such that it required just one take, like this show, and no edits, nothing. Live show. So 2 months or 3 months into the show, I get called up to the management's office. And it's like, you get called up either because you're getting a increase in salary, or something bad has happened.
So it's either very good or very bad.
Yep. So when I got up there, manager sat me down and said, okay, we got a letter of complaint. I said, oh, a letter of complaint? I don't remember doing anything wrong on the TV show. Maybe something minor, I hope, right? So I said, okay, so what does it say? So he read the letter, and it said, To whom it may concern, I would like to put it on record that I will no longer support Gurmit Singh because he has done something very wrong and is unforgivable, and therefore I'm no more his fan. Can you please let him know his hair parting is on the wrong side? What?
Such drama.
So my hair parting was on the left hand side, like any other guy in the world. Some guys like it the other side. Okay, that's fine. To each his own, right? My hair parting was on the left hand side, and he had a problem with that. He had such a big problem that he actually wrote down handwritten, put in an envelope, went to the post office, got a stamp, put it in a post box, and then hope to maybe one day see me on TV address this.
And your management took it seriously.
No, I think my management did it for a reason. So I said, okay, it's nothing major, but maybe I can still win him back. And he said, well, how? If I change my putting to the right side, then maybe he'll be okay. Then he said, but what happens if another letter comes in and they don't like the right side? I said, okay, center putting, that's neutral, right? Center is very neutral. No, Gurmit, there'll be other people also who write in and say, the center putting is what I don't like.
So they used it as a lesson point.
That manager did that. And I said, so then how many puttings can I have? I can't. So he said, the lesson is that no matter which putting you do, there'll always be somebody who will not like it. You cannot please everyone all the time. So just do your best. You do with the right intentions. Your intention was to entertain, right? Your intention wasn't to foul up somebody's day, which is why I hold through to this day, that I do my job so that you are happy. And if you are offended by my joke, it's not because I wanted to offend you, but because I was just joking. And I thought the majority of us would enjoy it, but somehow it offended you, and so be it. And he said, that's what you need to know. So I said, so I didn't change my my putting, and therefore I've lost one fan all these years.
Because of your hair.
Man, I would have been so famous when I dropped one fan.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Right. So throughout your whole time in the entertainment industry, were there times where you felt like giving up?
Oh yeah. I did a talk show in 97, 98. And the tabloid back then was looking to someone to be a scapegoat. And they zoomed in on me and said what a horrible, and they had a column, right? And they kept writing this column every week. How horrible I was as a host, the show is lousy.
So
and
bad.
They didn't talk so much about the lights or the backdrop, but me personally, to the point where they started criticizing me as a person. To which my 12-year-old daughter wrote anonymously to the paper's forum page. And she quoted the article and said that it's okay for you to have an objective critical thinking about the show or the host and all that. But you cannot criticize Gurmit Singh as a person. You are not there at home with him. You don't watch him. You don't know him as a person. And I didn't know about this.
Oh.
My wife and I didn't know, but my wife happened to be reading the paper, and she saw that, and she used a pseudonym, a short version of a name that we realized, Then my wife went to her and said, "Is this you?" She said, "Yeah, it's me."
Wow, at 12 years old.
12 years old, she wrote into the papers, and I was like, I'm so touched. But I was so affected by the weekly put downs by the paper.
Yeah, it was week after week and non-stop.
So there was 1 week I was supposed to turn up at the studio for the rehearsals, and in the night we'll do the recording of the talk show. I didn't turn up. And I get a call from the executive producer. I said, "Hey, you okay? Where are you? We're waiting for you." "I'm not coming in." "What do you mean?" "I think I'm going to resign because I just read the latest article and I can't take it anymore." I said, "I'm sorry, man. I did this show because I did any show because I want to be good entertainment for the audience. But what this guy is writing is that I am the worst thing that's happening on earth right now. I'm making everybody feel so bad, and I can't do it anymore." And then he said with some vulgarities and F words and all that to me, and he said, "Wake up, forget about this one person who writes rubbish. Come to work and we'll do the show. Don't give this person the value of what is nonsense." So reluctantly, I came to work and I did the show. And next thing you know, I'm here. That was 40 years ago. So, and it's interesting because some of these tabloid journalists who, after a few years, left the paper, direct message me on social media and say, "Hey, Gurmit, this is so and so. I just want you to know, I didn't want to write an article. Editor forced me to. We need to sensationalize. We need to sell papers, so we had to just do this big hoo-ha thing. I am sorry." Wow, my heart was like, "Oh, dude, thanks so much for. You didn't have to.
Yeah.
But you did.
Yeah.
And I thank God for that reconciliation." I said, "Oh,
so there's some closure there."
Yes. So it's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So sometimes it can be very tough, but because we can't see the future, we don't know how this is going to play out. And sometimes maybe this is playing out this way so that you and others will reap the benefits later on. You just have to have faith in Him.
Amen. So is there one thing that you took away from your journey in the entertainment industry that shaped who you are today? If there's one thing.
Sorry, what's the question again? No, I'm just kidding.
Wake up.
That's a big question, isn't it? One thing that I took away from the entertainment industry, it is as corny as it sounds. I come back again to having the attitude of gratitude. I can't emphasize that because I think a lot of people don't exercise that enough. You know, if you think about how if the whole world did that, there'll be way less fights, arguments, wars. We would, there's this theory. I'm a science nerd, by the way. I love sci-fi and all that, and so does my son and all that. There's this theory called the egg theory. Have you heard about that?
No.
The EGG, the egg, as in the egg, right? So the egg theory says, what if you are the only person in the entire universe or the planet for this talk, and that every other person that you see is a different version of yourself. Now, when you let that settle in, you realize then that you are treating yourself. Every person that you treat, you're treating yourself. You are either criticizing yourself, or you are empowering yourself, or you're putting down yourself, or you're lifting up somebody who is yourself. So when you have that kind of theory in place, you suddenly realize, I think I should treat myself better because I don't want them to go through the bad stuff because it'll be me.
Yeah.
Do I want to harm myself? Some people will say yes because they're so depressed, but don't harm yourself. Don't do bad stuff to yourself because your life, no matter where you are at your stage, is still more valuable than anything else. You are the only you in the entire universe. So there's no one that. So just based on that mere fact, you are priceless, and for you to give up your life it's illogical to me. No matter how emotional you are and all that, you must know the fact that you are priceless and that you're the only you. So if you are the only you and everybody else is you, then you start thinking differently, right? So I think in my industry, it's taught me that I cannot achieve without His grace and His mercy and all that. But I also cannot achieve what I've achieved without all the players that were in the room or in the show that have put in their 110%. Like the wardrobe mistress, the makeup, the co-actors. You know, when we did the last episode, it wasn't a last episode, it was a farewell episode. We sat down and talked about the last episodes and all that and blah, blah, blah. In that farewell episode, I tearfully thank my co-stars because I said, for the last 10 years, you guys have supported my character and brought him up here. Without you guys, I would never have got there. And you guys, I said, wasted your time with me, and I thank you for that. And now the show has ended. I pray that you guys will now go and do stuff that people will come around you and you will be put up, in your own pedestals. So everybody who is involved in a project, in a show, in my industry, I find is invaluable because they all are doing their best. I have to remember that, recognize that they're all doing their best. Yeah, they're doing it for a living. They need to pay the bills and all that. But for the most part, they are also doing this because they want to contribute to the creative process,
Yep.
right? And the final product. That's my takeaway.
Amazing.
In a long-winded way.
We love hearing you talk, don't worry.
Oh, in that case.
Okay, so one question. If let's say you didn't go into the entertainment industry, where do you think you would be today? Or where would you what would you have worked in if you weren't in the entertainment industry?
Right. So, after I left National Service, I worked in a theme park as an entertainer, Haw Par Villa, and then I was then headhunted by TV. But before Haw Par Villa and TV, there was a gap of about a year and a half. After I left Haw Par Villa, I was like, what do I do now? Now, I love singing. So I told myself, I'm going to join a band and sing in nightclubs.
Wow.
Yeah, come on, let's go. So I went to audition different clubs, different bands, and all. Say, okay. Then finally, one manager saw me and said, okay, we're going to get a band for you. You're going to be a lead singer, and then you're going to tour Jakarta and do the club scene at night and all that. But it didn't work out. I fell sick almost every other day. My body wasn't used to the... You sleep at 7 in the morning, you wake up at 3 in the afternoon, and then you go to work at 6, and then it was like weird. I was like a vampire, right? I got very fair, but no, it just doesn't matter. I was feeling very sickly. I had to go for steroids, jab my butt and all. Yeah. Then I came back and I was like, okay, I guess I can't do this. After 1 month, I came back. So I was thinking, what can I... Okay, you know what? Let's get real. Let's get a real job. And I thought, okay, I'll be a teacher. Right? I think I can handle a class. I went to the ministry and they said, oh, no, you can't because your A-level is not complete. I did very badly. I didn't take math. Then they said, to do your A-levels again. I said, no, not again. Twice. I failed and then I did again.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so couldn't. Then I thought, you know what? Here's a thought. I love computers. I love computer games. So maybe I go into that line. So I went to study computer programming. I thought I'll go all the way to degree, then I become a computer programmer or a system analyst. So I was doing quite well. I realized I love sitting in front of the computer and doing coding and programming.
It's fun. It's fun.
For 11. You do that too?
No. I that was my first choice of degree, but I changed my mind and did psychology.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're psycho. Okay. So I thought, because I love sitting there, and I love it because it's like a detective game, because just one wrong comma or exclamation mark.
Then you have to find out what's wrong.
Where the program went wrong.
And then you have to try out what will work now to make things work.
Yeah. I loved it. So when I finished my first year diploma, I got a call from the TV station, and they said, you are selected for this live TV show. You'll be the host. And I'm like, wait. So
you have to choose now.
I have to choose now. So my wife, who was my girlfriend back then, she said, hey, you always love the performing arts and entertaining. Do this TV thing, 1 year, 2 years contract. If it works out, good. If it doesn't work out, come back and continue your advanced diploma, do a degree, and go in that direction. That never happened. So I ended up still being here. But yeah, if I wasn't this, I'll be a computer analyst, programmer, system analyst, that kind of thing.
Computer whiz.
Computer whiz. I love playing computer games still today. I still play Dota. I play Mobile Legends, League of Legends. People see me in the LAN shop. Uncle, how come you're here? It's like, this old man is just... I'm 60 years old, by the way, this year. So like, this old man is playing LAN shop. What is he doing? Is he playing solitaire? Then when they see me, they say, bruh, you're playing Dota? I said, yeah, I'm playing Dota. Bruh. Well, what's your nick? What's your nick? Okay, I say my nick. I say they play LAN shop. Then I just get a big kick out of it. People think like, how can this old fuddy-duddy play?
They can't connect the dots.
Cannot. Like, he's so childish. He hasn't grown up yet.
I think a lot of people your age would still be on these games. There should be still a group of people. It's not that rare, I think.
Not that many. My age, no. I don't know anybody my age who's playing these games.
Oh, interesting.
Younger, yeah, they're 10 years or younger. Yeah, than me. Then yeah, otherwise no. So it's a medal I wear. Yeah, so happy.
You know I said at the beginning just now. He may have many other secret hidden roles. So gamer is one. We found out today.
Yes. Somebody is telling me to what's this? Go on Twitch, is it, or
Twitch.
to live cast the
Yeah,
games
to
and all
live
that? I
stream
said,
your gaming.
that's a lot
Yeah.
of work, man. I don't know. I don't know
You
about
just
it.
play and just talk into the.
I know, right? Yeah, which is kind of cool too. But
Can explore.
But I think when I play, I want to be private. I tell you this. In the past in Dota, there were some time before the game started, say, hey, I'm so and so from this part of Singapore. Yeah, I'm so and so from this part of Singapore. Hey, nice to meet you. Yeah. Then I'll say, hey, I'm Gurmit, and then they say, yeah, right. If you're Gurmit, I'm Andy Lau from Hong Kong. And I'm like, no, but I'm really okay. No, because there's no webcam. It's just
they can't believe the fact that Gurmit Singh would come onto this kind of games and play with them.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's fun.
So throughout this whole journey of your life,
yeah.
So what was it? What was your journey like in like discovering your identity?
My identity.
Is this too big of a question?
Yeah.
It's a very big question.
In some ways, I like to think that I'm still discovering my identity. In small ways, I identify myself as an entertainer, as a family man. I love my family to death. And that's it, I guess, right? That's the two bulk of my life. I'm still an entertainer now. Been married for more than 30 years now. We just had our 30th anniversary. And I have 3 kids. So I'm just a regular guy, I think, who has been given platforms to showcase some stuff like any other person too. Different platforms. I don't mean literally a platform. It could be your sports. It could be your business. It could be your charitable organization. I think we all have a part to play, and we all have our platforms.
Yeah.
And we can go there and shine and show our giftings, and make the world a better place if we can. Yeah.
And you're also a Christian, right?
Yes,
so
that's
being a child of God.
Imagine after all that. No? Who told you that? What's this rumor? Yes,
just checking. Need to be 101% sure.
Christian since
Yeah,
1985.
So being a child of God is also an identity that you have.
Of course, yes.
So how did Christ help you to find your identity and to also stay grounded in this identity that you have, especially when you're working in the entertainment industry when there are a lot of distractions going on?
Right. Wow, okay. Yes, I've been a Christian since 1985. And when I found out about Jesus and how he's my Lord and Savior, there was one small part. But then there's also the other part where I'm going to share tomorrow at the service about how God has been so amazing and powerful and relational. And he cured my mother from cancer. It was like this, a miracle. Doctors couldn't explain it. And I think back when how God would send his only son, Jesus, to come down and die for our sins. He didn't really have to.
Yeah.
He didn't owe us anything at all. And it's not a simple death. It was a long, grueling, painfully long death. And for him to do that for us, we talk about the Father's unconditional love, that how he loves us first, no matter who we are. And that's the other thing I said, your life is precious, not just to you, not just your loved ones, but also to him, that he really loves you. And when you go through that kind of experience, you are humbled. If you throw in the sci-fi side of things, the universe is huge. There are billions of galaxies, and there are trillions of stars and all that. And yet, here we are, still loved by this amazing God. So I think, to a large extent, becoming a Christian made me a more empathetic person. Because of what he did to me,
Yep.
I can't help but also want to do the same for others. How can I help you? How can I be there for you? How can I support you? How can I entertain you well? How can I make your life slightly better? Whether you watch my show or whether you have a conversation with me, or if you take a picture with me, hey, great. I tell you this. There's one. I was walking to a restaurant in Singapore one day, and then I never forget this. 2 kids came up to me. I think they're about like 8 and 6 years old. They ran to me. Uncle, we saw you on TV last night. And then I looked up and I said,
So cute.
yeah. And then I told them, I said, I saw you also on TV. You were in your living room. Ha! Ha! Then they ran off. Then the mother came along and she said this. It must be such a blessing for you to know that you bring so much joy. Wow. Then I knew I had this responsibility of making or breaking somebody's day.
Oh.
It's a great responsibility, but also it's something that gives me a sense of purpose, I guess. And I thank her, because a lot of parents will be very like nonchalant. Take picture. Hey, come, take picture. Take picture to the children. But this woman actually took the time to say this word of encouragement to me. I remember another time when, back in the day, when you exit a car park, there is a cashier, who will ask for money. Nowadays, it's all machine, right? Touch and go. Malaysia, I know. So I could see, I was 4 cars away, and there was this auntie who was so in a bad mood. $2.50, $3. Faster. Oh my goodness, she's having a bad day today, I think. Or maybe she's like that all the time, I don't know. So as I approached her, I looked up, and because she's in the counter, right? And then she looked down, she was going to say, and then she said, hey, you the actor, the TV actor. Then I said, yes, auntie. Then she gave me the biggest smile that you could never see from her face like this. Oh yeah, you're very good, are you? You're acting, you're very pandai, are you? Bagus, are you? Very good. Thank you. Then I said, oh, thank you, auntie, thank you. So how much is my car park? And she said, no need, free, go. And I realized how the privilege I've been given, that I can turn this very angry, moody woman into a smiling princess. And I thought to myself, I have to be careful what I say, what I do. I have to use this, right? And because the Father, our Lord Savior Jesus, has done so much for us, for me. And don't think that, oh, yeah, Gurmit, you're famous, or that's why the Lord does so. No, all this happened before I was even in the radar of TV. I was a nobody when all these things happened. The miracles and my conversion, my acceptance in 1985. I was a nobody. And yeah.
That's amazing. So, moving on, what's next for you? What's any projects that you have?
Next, I go out, have dinner. What about
in life?
you?
It's dinner
Oh,
for
in
me
life.
also.
In
What's
life.
next in life? Are there projects or any personal goals that you're working towards?
My personal goal is to trim my armpit hair. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a goal.
That's too much information.
That is a
No,
little bit too much information.
I don't plan per se, because you know why? I always tell this to journalists at press conference. They tell me, oh, so what's your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan? I say, I don't know, because the industry I'm in is very fickle-minded industry.
Yeah.
Today I could be the flavor of the month. It's so funny, it's so good, that show very good. The next project comes along, he lousy lah, cannot make it already.
You're cancelled.
Cancelled already, done already. So I cannot tell what it'd be like. I'm just waiting for his guidance, and I think that's the best way to go about it. I mean, I wanted to be in a band so badly because I love singing, right? But it didn't work out. But if you think about it, if I had been in a band, then I wouldn't have all this.
Yeah.
It would have been a different timeline, as it were, So I'm always hoping on him that he will give me something good to do. Sometimes it can be challenging, but I must take it with faith that he's molding me, he's he's growing me into something better. Not just for myself, but for the others around me. So at the moment I've been doing what I do for the last since 1980, 88, 89, which is hosting dinner and dances and all that. But the last 10 years I've been freelance. I was full time with the TV station for 20 years. But in 2015 I became a freelancer, and so I take projects as they come along, so that I have better control of my calendar and spend more time with my family. Yeah. So like I'm coughing too now.
Sorry.
Help me. It's contagious. So when I was full time 20 years in the TV station, every New Year's Eve I would do the countdown. And after a while I asked management, is there nobody else who can count backwards? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No. They said no, only you. Yeah, why is it always me? But the thing was that after the countdown was done, I won't be able to leave the venue till about 2 a.m. in the morning, which meant that by the time I got home, my family would be asleep. I can't really, at that moment say Happy New Year. But in 2014, December 31st, we were in the aeroplane, and at the countdown, I got my family together in the aisle, and then for the first time in 20 years, I hugged them and I say, Happy New Year. So that was nice. So yeah, to answer your question, I don't know what the next project are. There are a lot of queries coming in. Like I have some in the pipeline, and then some will just fade away, and some with budget problems, some with time schedule problem, and some will say, "Oh no, I think we'll go ahead with somebody else," and some will come to fruition, and I'll do the work. Yeah.
So just trusting God and where He's gonna lead you.
Yep.
Amen.
Yep.
Right. So before we end, do you have any advice or any last words for young people who are struggling with maybe finding their identity, finding themselves, or maybe like self-esteem issues?
Go eat a filet of fish. No. I think you have to realize, young people, because I also was once young, believe it or not, that everyone goes through the same phase. You think you might be alone. You think you might have a bit more problem than the other person. But trust me, everybody has a problem, and everyone's going through. It's just that some of them are able to cover up better. And you say, oh, that guy is having a good life, especially now with social media. Oh, he's going for another movie again. He bought another pair of shoes. Whatever the case may be, the social media only shows the good side of life. You never go on social media and say, oh, this is so bad, why? And of course, when you keep doing that, people will stop following you because you're such a energy drainer. People like, oh man, another bad news again. So people don't do that. They stop. They do it once in a while. Like, I'm in hospital now. I broke my leg. Oh, poor me. Blah blah blah. Take picture of my fractured leg at the X-ray. Please like, subscribe, stuff like that. But here's the thing: everybody is going through something. You need to accept that. As soon as you accept that, then you'll know you're not alone. As soon as you're not alone, there's a sense of belonging already. That whatever you are going through, it will pass. Tom Hanks, famous actor, said that he always remembered this, that he remembered from a different person, that whatever you're going through, tell yourself, this soon shall pass. Whether it's bad times or good times, even good times are, the ups and downs, right? Good times or bad times, tell yourself, this too shall pass. Nothing is permanent. The only thing permanent is change. So just wait for that change to happen. The important thing is to find yourself with good people around you. And when I say good people, doesn't mean that, oh, you mean people have no problems. No. All have problems. But when you have a group of people, good people, what happens is that you will not notice that you guys take turns to be dependent on each other. It's like a rotation basis. If there are 5 of us, today I'm feeling them down. Hey guys, I need to catch up and chit chat with you guys. Yeah. The 4 guys will come to you and say, what's up? And then you talk, or you go somewhere, or you do something, and then the problem may not go away, but your mental health is taken care of for now. Then next week, another guy says, different guy says, you know what, I'm going through something, I need to talk to y'all. So find 4 or 5 people, you guys can form a group and take turns to support each other. Don't do it alone. You can't. And all this, of course, do it with God in mind.
Amen.
Amen.
Solid advice. Thank you so much, Gurmit, for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for sharing your story. It was very inspiring.
Thank you.
And thank you, all of you, for tuning in today as well. So stay tuned for our next episode next month.
Me again? Is it me again?
Sorry,
It's not
no,
me.
it's not.
It's not me.
It's not you.
That's
We
a
have
one-off
we
thing,
have
is it?
someone else
I
already.
don't
I
come back
think.
every week. I don't come back every month.
Do you want
Is
to
that
come back
how-
every week? I mean, it
Is that
can
how
be
it works?
arranged.
Then I get frequent flyer miles and a voucher or something.
It can be arranged
It
if
can
you
be
want to.
arranged. I don't know. I'll see. My lawyer will call your lawyer.
Okay, stay tuned for the next episode. It may or may not be Gurmit Singh, but it would be someone very interesting as well. So thank you for tuning in today. And last but not least, to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day.
Oh yeah, Happy Mother's
and
Day.
if you are not a mother, please go wish your mother or a mother happy Mother's Day.
Actually, yeah, it's funny you should say that, a mother, because I just realized that there are some mothers out there who may have lost their children, and I really feel for you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know someone like that, just go and reach out to them and
Yes.
bring them out for some lunch and all that.
Yeah.
I think that would be such a kind gesture.
Yes. All right, so that's all from us today. Thank you very much. We'll see you in our next episode.
You said we, so I'm coming back.
Perhaps. All right, bye.